final hour.
But I'm made of iron and leather. So what the fuck you tryna prove? Hella rude with nothing to lose. As I walk with my AK, the shit started. And I can tell you jealous, man, cause my shit's harder. And we only accept cash, no borders. And I would die for my sons, and you don't want these issues. We got K's and pistols, and no, we ain't scared to use our fists too. We can go head up, just me and you. But you ain't shit without your crew, what it do? You don't want these issues.
It's the turn up hour.
Pistols, and no, we ain't scared to use our fists too. So don't bring drama to these big dudes. Cause we some turn up kings. Rings like Mike, man, I'm game ready. Some say I'm a OG already. All Cadillacs, man, you can keep them Chevys. I ain't throwing no shade, I'm just dropping levies.
Hey, you already know what it is. It's the final hour. It should be about 11 o'clock almost. What it do out there? It's your boy, the number one turn-up king, Wise King Leo X in the building. We paying tithes still. The Cash App is $ Wise ENT. I'm standing on 10 toes tonight. You already know what it is. We still in this motherfucker. Turn-up kings. We don't die, we multiply. I got some special guests coming through. They doing their thing right now, but they will be here shortly. But since we letting it build up, we gonna let it build. And I'm gonna go ahead and do my intro, because like I said, I'm the number one, numero uno turn-up king that you ever met. Wise King Leo X, a.k.a. Dick Whitman, a.k.a. Leonardo No Capping for No Hoes, a.k.a. Spock Jenkins, and a.k.a. Air Force Juan de Jesus. We got some shit we gonna talk about tonight. It's gonna be a cracking show. So just tune in, get your popcorn, put the kids to bed. If you ain't in the motherfucking shower, then if you up, you need to be watching me. Or watching us, because there's gonna be more people up here. But fuck with your boys, because you know we always got that unadulterated real content that a lot of motherfuckers are scared to talk about. So we are going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion tonight. We're going to be talking about Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless. We also going to be talking about DJ Twitch, RIP. You know, we don't know the cause. All we know is what they tell us. But we're going to unpack that shit tonight. And just everything else. You know, with Christmas coming up, kids wanting all the gifts and not putting in their work. You know what I'm saying? So we holding everybody's feet to the fire tonight. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody safe. Your mama, your grandma, ain't nobody safe. We holding everybody's feet to the motherfucking fire. I'ma just say one thing. Turn the fuck up. You know what I mean? And that be it right there. Because in life, you gotta turn the fuck up. Your motherfucking boss giving you a hard time, and you know you don't want that job anyway, turn the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Your kids on that bullshit, and all they do is want. Christmas coming around the corner. They motherfucking ass don't do no chores. They don't clean their room. They ain't on motherfucking getting the grades right. Turn the fuck up. Your mama nagging at you about you being in the basement, nigga. Right. Turn the fuck down.
Yeah.
Because she will kick your ass out in the middle of winter, nigga. But, you know, a little comedy. I got DJ Buddy Lite tapped in with me. We going to get it cracking. We got some other guests pulling up. But we didn't want to let y'all wait too long. And I want to see if, you know, we can captivate y'all's attention for a little bit while we doing this shit. So, to start it out, I want to talk about this Shannon Sharp shit, man. With him and Skip Bayless. Of course, Shannon got his own podcast that he do. But he do a show that's... The show he does with Skip is more commercial. It's mainstream, and it's on like one of the major, you know, networks. So I like Skip Bayless because he's objective a lot. But what I didn't like in that particular moment where they was talking about Tom Brady, the shit got, it got kind of out of hand because Skip was saying to Shannon that because Tom Brady, he feels is a better athlete than Shannon.
More longevity, yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to shit on Shannon, as far as his career. So I want to unpack that because for a motherfucker who never played the sport,
Right.
you're just a commentator. You ain't never laced up no cleats. You ain't never got hit. You know what I'm saying? And understand how the game is played. You can have your favorite, but what Shannon took offense to is you gonna shit on me just to, praise him. When, at this point, Brady ain't really showing that he is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're looking over the course of a GOAT's career, even when Jordan came back, left, and then went with the Wizards, he still was balling.
Right.
To the point where, like, motherfuckers say, I think one game he had like 5 points, but they was talking shit about him. The next night, he scored 50. Mm-hmm. That 5, they forgot about that shit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is football. It really isn't a GOAT because you're only playing one side of the ball. You're only playing quarterback. And then
it's too many dynamics.
Yeah, it's too many dynamics. So I'm going to let you chime in, and let's unpack this shit about Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp.
I fucks with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. I fucks with the whole dynamic of their back and forth. Now, granted, Skip Bayless, he does play the antithesis. He plays the unfavorable opinion to all their discussions because they want to set it up kind of like a debate show.
Yeah.
To where they're not just totally in agreement with shit. And I get that totally. But I got to side with Shannon on this one, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Because the thing is, like you alluded to earlier, Skip has never played professional sports, so he don't know all the nuances, all the shit that goes on to
politics.
what you see on Sunday, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't hate on the man as far as his longevity, bro, because we not all built the same.
While we getting all the formalities together, y'all might as well hit that Cash App because we about to drop some real knowledge tonight. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And if y'all with it, the Cash App is $WiseENT. Hit it up. Tell your mama to hit it up. Tell your sister them. Hit it up too. We need some Christmas funds in this bitch.
Word up.
Said the Christmas bill done went up, and we ain't putting shit on layaway for somebody to come bail us out. No shade to nobody else.
Right, except for Santa Claus.
And if you ain't got no Cash App money, we take lap dances, EBT cards.
I'm going to pass on them lap dances, but I will take that EBT.
Slightly used 20s.
I will take that EBT, though. Shit, we take pesos, deniers, motherfucking euros, whatever you got.
Pounds.
Yeah, pounds. We fucking with it all. And I guess he gonna get it all tight, but we was just tapping in on the whole, you know what, before we do that, I got guests. Before I get carried away here. Y'all already know who I am. I'm the MC, the numero uno, turn up king in the building. I got some guests. Go ahead and introduce yourself and we can get this shit cracking.
Well, y'all know who I am every now and again, Mr. ShowTyme. That's T.Y.M.E, because I got time for you and me. A.K.A. the provider, Mr. Provision, A.K.A. what you want me to do when you want me to do, why you want me to do it.
Wow.
Because it can be done.
That nigga sound like that's a dating ad. This nigga what's that shit? Yeah. That sound like a nigga OnlyFans. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm just Jay, man. I ain't here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time.
So as you can see, we got some wordsmiths in the building. You fucking with some real ones tonight. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all don't know who I am, if you just tapped in, you just turned us on, I'm Wise King Leo X, a.k.a. Dick Whitman, a.k.a. Leonardo No Capping for No Hoes, and a.k.a. Air Force Juan de Jesus. Fuck with us one time. Fuck with us tonight. We got a lot of real shit to talk about, and this is my thing. Like, motherfuckers can talk about shit all day, but we finna give y'all a masculine perspective, you know what I'm saying, on a lot of these topics that people are out here talking about. And it's not to say that nobody else has a, masculine perspective on it, a heterosexual perspective per se, but we finna give it to y'all like your uncle do. You know what I'm saying? If you got some uncles, some OGs, some niggas y'all know that talk shit, you gotta just read between the lines half the time. But with us, it's gonna be clear cut, straight to your ear hole. So we was talking about the Shannon Sharp with the Skip Bayless deal. Did y'all want to tap in on that?
I think everything's been said about that. I'm not really a fan.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Jay?
Man, I don't have time to watch this shit.
You know what's crazy is I used to watch they show all the time, and then I just was like, because it's called Undisputed, and I used to watch it all the time, and then like what I do now, I don't even watch a lot of TV because I try to catch the shit on YouTube. But just to put it in perspective, Skip Bayless always trying to stunt on Shannon Sharp. And he's not an athlete, never played a game, never did anything in particular other than being a journalist, a groupie, you know what I'm saying, a cat who riding other niggas' dicks, so Skip Bayless, we ain't fucking with you.
Now, to his defense,
the devil's advocate.
I do watch the little clips on YouTube, because it come up on my algorithms when they had their disputes about LeBron and the GOAT thing and all of that. So that's really what I do catch. I don't watch the whole episodes or whatever, but just like you said, playing the devil's advocate when it comes to debating about facts and issues, stick to that.
Yeah.
If it's your opinion, then say it's your opinion.
Right.
But your opinion don't have to change everybody else's mind.
Right.
And Shannon Sharp, to me, is an opinionated dude more than he is a factual cat when it comes to those discussions that I've seen. And so a lot of the times, naturally, I'm a Jordan baby, as you can see. So I'm always coming to that defense no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
And
we can settle this right here, right now. All in favor that says in basketball, NBA history, the GOAT is Michael Jordan. Say aye.
Without question.
Aye.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
But so my thing is this: you can like somebody, as much as you want to like them, but don't let that cloud the facts.
Yeah,
when it comes to that debate,
right?
Accomplish something better than the last person did in order to be better than that person.
Exactly.
And if that ain't happened yet, you can't claim that.
Yeah.
I understand you like the dude this much, and my brother tell you think I'm a LeBron hater. And I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. The fact is that, this is my thing. Shannon, he's opinionated more than he's factual.
Yeah.
In those discussions.
Yeah.
And to me, Skip is bringing numbers
I'm just saying though.
when he's arguing the facts.
Let's get it. Let's get into it. Let's get
Do
it.
bring the
Yeah,
analytics.
let's get
Go
it.
ahead though.
I just want to argue. I feel like fuck it. We up here talking
Right.
about shit. I don't know. I don't know as much shit as the rest of everybody
Right.
knows about
Right.
this shit, but I am on the side of the installer, the side of the worker, the side of I'm riding with the motherfucker who actually did it. It did something.
Right.
Skip ain't did shit.
Ain't did
Right.
shit.
So it's like, and I understand the devil's advocate part of it, but you know what I'm saying? If it's the real devil, then shit.
So yeah. And so here's the thing about that though.
Yeah.
The critics are the ones who get to talk about that shit.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, none of them do what it is they critiquing. That's
Right.
just,
So is
just
that
like-
part an opinion?
just like journalists who write articles or who will impact a certain athlete's career based on what they've written about that
Right.
athlete have never stepped on the court or a field
And see, that's
done that
when
before.
somebody is giving journalists too much power. You know, everybody got their opinion or whatever. And I done seen dudes get tore down in the industry based on journalists who
Right.
been there
Right.
longer, been more powerful, and here come a young kid, and then they, putting out different kind of little, watch this, he can't do this or he ain't gonna do that, and just
Yeah.
really
Slanders.
tear a dude's whole
it's-
career apart before he even get a chance to
Yeah.
start it.
Yeah,
Put
that's
smut
true.
on your name.
And to me,
It's
I'm
a
like-
cat. What's his name? Nick.
Wright.
Yeah, he horrible.
Oh,
at that.
Nick Wright, yeah.
That's his
yeah.
MO.
Yeah, that is
You
his
know,
destroy athletes.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
he do.
Well, I don't like Jason Williams and a lot of opinions he has, but at the end of the day, the question I want to ask you is that there's coaches out there that coach teams to NCAA championships, and they may have, or coach teams to Super Bowls or World Series or whatever, that may have never played the game or they played it on a small level. Does that discredit their opinions and their information just because they didn't necessarily do it real time? Because the thing is, that's just like when I'm betting, I can still look and see what a person's going to do or what potential he has because I'm a student of the game. I'm studying it. So I think we have to give credence to those players also. I mean, those people too. Just because you ain't did it don't mean
I'm
you don't have
saying
an opinion, though.
At least if you was the coach and you coached Little League and then you turned around and went and coached NCAA and you
Right.
you took them far, or, you did your thing or whatever. You did that. You being in the coach is like one of the players. When it comes down to it, he's a part of the
He was able to
team.
get a
He's,
team
the,
to
he's the
play
team
together.
leader.
Yeah.
So he on that team.
Yeah.
That's different from a motherfucker just standing around watching and
Well,
talking.
Right.
I like what you said, and also to kind of bring it back to the center of it. Skip Bayless, you a journalist, just keep doing your journalism. Don't try to, because the whole commotion is because he told Shannon that Shannon wouldn't be a Tom Brady today. And it's kind of hard to say that because you're hypothetically saying it. It's not like a real thing.
Well, he was
Taking a
Well,
actor
no,
from one
he
era and putting
said
him
what
in
he
another
said.
era.
He said that Shannon was jealous.
Yeah.
that he
because
was-
his career didn't last as
yeah,
long.
at the age of what, 33?
35.
Yeah,
that
something
he
like
had
that.
to bow out because of injuries, and he's jealous because Tom
Brady
Brady
is
is still
40.
playing at
Yeah,
high
still
level at
playing
40
at high
years
level.
old.
Hey
But
man,
to-
Skip
but to
Bayless
be-
is doing his thing though, because just check it out.
Yeah.
Skip
We talking
Bayless-
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do? He's supposed to get
Right.
people to talk about. And
Yeah.
how many times we done said his damn name out here? He
Man.
ain't threw a ball nowhere.
Nowhere. But
Right.
but the thing I like him because he is factual. He do bring the analytics to the table. He is kind of biased with the Cowboys, but what to end the point, it's almost like you can't really narrate what a tight end lineman / lineman career would be over a quarterback who's protected.
Two totally different positions.
A quarterback who's protected.
Right.
Because it's
he
other
always,
quarterbacks
Tom
out
Brady always
there.
had the best line for a long time.
Yeah, and tight ends
especially
take
in
the
New
biggest
England.
hits.
Man,
Exactly.
tight ends is getting
different.
hit by the linebacker, the
They going across
defensive
the
lineman. They come across the middle, getting hit by the safety. Like, yeah, my knee's going to be fucked up. Your knee's going to be cool because you a quarterback. You dropping back, and you got fucking 10 minutes to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Running to throw away. You don't never got to take a hit.
Yeah, so,
it's the same as in basketball. A point guard is not going to last as long as a center would.
Right.
Because of the impact of what they do.
Yeah.
You can't just keep pounding up and down the court at 40 years old as a point guard effectively. Whereas a center standing in the paint doing what they do.
And jogging up and down the court.
That's a good point you brought up because everybody has their own issues they have to deal with. As far as a center, just being 6'11", 7 feet tall, you dealing with knee issues. How many times Anthony Davis been out for the last 5 years just because of his height alone? Look at what's the name? Williamson. Zion.
High school.
Yeah, look at Zion. He's a force to be reckoned with. But he's always out, and that's why I say you cannot hate on Shannon because he didn't have as long as a career because a lot of that shit is hereditary. Arthritis, bone spurs, shit going wrong with your knees. Some of that shit is hereditary that no matter what vitamins you take and no matter how you train, you still going to be susceptible to some of that shit.
But I think ultimately what I saw was just a passionate, heated conversation that got out of line, and some things were said that were, supposed to be hurtful based off of emotion. It wasn't, like I'm looking at your career and, this, that, and the other. No, it was just because, he got fed up with him talking about Tom wasn't no good and clearly he the best, So how you going to judge that? And all he could do was take shots because he was a football player.
But the thing is, he never said Tom wasn't the GOAT. He was just saying that this year, your numbers been shitty.
Last year, too.
Yeah, you've been kind of shitty the last couple of years. But if you follow Tom Brady's career, he's up and down like that.
Yeah.
They'll win a Super Bowl.
The point that Skip was trying to make was, he's not playing that great, but his numbers at where he is still at a high level compared to anybody else.
The highest level.
That's
the highest level.
That's what he was trying to say.
Still,
and that's facts.
But he could have did it. He could have did it in a more.
When
he could have did it in a better way.
Because this is the thing I don't particularly like about Shannon Sharp. He uses his voice to talk over whoever he's debating with. He cuts you off. You know
that's
what I'm
a
saying?
tool.
Yeah, that's a tool in debate. He's right.
Yeah.
Jamil's right. That's a tool that they use.
At the same time, if you want to get the fact or the point across, or you want to hear what somebody's saying, let them make they point.
Or if you want to drown a motherfucker out, you talk louder.
That's what he do though.
But
and look like Skip got fed up with that.
Skip or Drip, or what they call him now, Drip.
Because I ain't never seen him damn near stand up.
Yeah, Drip Bayless. Let's say, Shannon, put your glasses back on, Shannon.
Shannon was about to get off of that ass.
What are you doing?
he ain't going to do it, but you could tell he wanted to get off of that ass. He was pissed.
Skip comes from that cloth of the guys that will say the most honoriest ass shit to you.
Be the first one to call the police.
And call the motherfucking cops on you. He got the motherfuckers on speed down.
Yeah.
I will
and wait to hit
I will say some diabolical shit to you, and you better not put your fucking hands on me.
Yeah.
That's Skip.
That's what it's telling him. Go ahead. Why you take your glasses off? Put your glasses back on. Because you know what I'm going to do.
Fuck?
He was 1,000% wrong with what he said. I mean,
Yeah. He said some hurtful ass shit.
That,
Yeah.
But
because you can't.
Yeah, you don't attack a Hall of Famer and say
that, he got the yellow jacket and everything. And
you don't attack him and say that this person is better than you. Well, so he's better than me. I'm still one of the best to ever do it.
Right, and you look at Shannon Sharp and his brother. Motherfuckers forgot about Sterling Sharp.
Yeah.
Sterling Sharp had a short career, but he
they
was
injury.
considered the motherfucker when he came in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he was with Green Bay and Brett Favre just got there, they was about to be the 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, you can't, for Skip, just stick to journalism, man. Quit trying to get in there. If your ass don't want to go outside that gray line,
just don't make it personal. Yeah,
don't make it personal. But I want to segue because it's a lot of shit to talk about, a lot of shit going on. I saw this clip, and I know nowadays, if you on Instagram, if you on TikTok or whatever, all these reels that pop up is really scripted. Motherfuckers is trying to get famous, trying to be famous, trying to do whatever. So it's a dude and a girl. They at a restaurant. So I guess
saw this one. Yeah,
I guess the dude showed up late. So the girl is
hour and a half late.
Yeah, he showed up an hour and a half late. We'll put some context to this shit. He showed up an hour and a half late, and she's telling him, "Well, before we go ahead and order my kids some steaks too. You know, they want to eat steaks and da-da-da-da-da." So he like, "No, I ain't finna order your kids no steaks." What? Fuck you talking about? The whole time they talking about this, the waitress is sitting like right next to them, like ready to take that order. And he's like, "Nah, I ain't finna buy your kids no steaks. We out on a date. I ain't here to date your kids. Like, fuck you mean?" She's like, "Well, nah, nigga, you know, First of all, I'll say my point after everybody else, but I'll keep it with I'm gonna stay with the shit. So she, because you know how I feel about it. So she already going off on this nigga about not getting her kids no food, and he just like, "Nah, I ain't finna do that because like we just dating. Like, yeah, I came late, but shit, I'm paying for me and you, but I ain't paying for your kids." So the waitress, she with the bullshit. She like, "Well, how many steaks? How many meals?" Like she listening to the woman.
Little cousin over there taking.
Yeah, she's still about to take the order, and was like, "Well," and the girl is. So now the girl is like, "Well," telling the waitress, "Go bring me 2 steak meals back." And the nigga was like, you better not bring that shit back because I ain't paying for that shit. Like, and the girl was like, "Well, you wrong." Like, the waitress got in the shit. Like, let's unpack this shit.
Can I start off?
Because you already know about it. I'm so heated, I can't finish shit because it's bullshit. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead.
I'll start off by saying that at the end of the day, the first thing that jumps out to me is that it must have been like a first, a second, a third date, because obviously she don't really know this nigga to even suggest that, because she wouldn't have suggested that if, you know, she knew he was going to, you know, I mean, if she knew he wasn't going to do it for no reason, she wouldn't even suggested the shit. So they couldn't have known each other that well.
Right. Go ahead, Jay.
But it was the last damn day, obviously.
that's the important part.
Right.
She was trying to cash out. She was trying to cash out and get whatever. She was trying to get her a parting gift.
Yeah.
And make sure the kids eat too. I don't blame her for trying to get her hustle on. But shit, I don't blame him neither.
Right.
I don't even know your kids like that.
But he should have known. I mean, she should have known whether he was going to do it or not before he even came out of her mouth. She should have known whether he was going to buy that shit.
That ain't how these shit act nowadays.
They asking.
No, I'm saying, if it's somebody who you've been on a bunch of dates with, or somebody that you living with, or you dating or whatever.
Now, don't speak from your morals.
No, well, I'm just saying. It just shows that she really didn't know that nigga.
How
she
old
really didn't know that nigga.
They like in their 30s. They're like early 30s. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that that's some entitled bull.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's being poured into them nowadays. No. The thing is, I mean, this has been said time and time again on here when we get in these topics.
Yeah.
Ladies want a traditional man but don't want to do traditional things.
Say traditional shit.
Traditional shit. And I'll piggyback on that because it gets to this. First of all, the shit, if this was the first date, it started out fucked up.
That's
like, she was thirsty to sit there for an hour and a half waiting on a nigga. So, her bad for even sitting there. You spent over an hour and a half waiting for a handout. You know what I'm saying? Because he bought your food. So, you should have bounced. After a half hour, like, matter of fact, when I was dating, you know, I'm married now, but when I was in my dating, and I'm waiting on the chick, because, you know, a lot of times motherfuckers in the new millennium, motherfuckers is not going somewhere together. They're pulling up separately.
Yeah.
I'm at the bar, and I'm going to give you 30 minutes, because I'm going to have me a drink while I'm waiting. But if your ass ain't showed up in a half hour, I'm gone. Because I'm not finna wait for you. As a man, I'm not waiting for you to pay for you. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm waiting, time is money. I done sat at the bar, I'm mingling, I'm doing my thing, I looked at my clock, 30 minutes done passed, I'm gone. You pull up, where you at? Bitch, I'm at the house. Like, that's the kind of shit that she played.
Somebody at the
bar. Hey, or you be like T.Pain, I done fucking with the bartender. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Real time. Me and her got something going. You know?
Even if you still show up and I'm still there, we ain't on no date.
Right.
I'm still at the bar.
I'm still at the bar.
My drink.
Fucking with the bartender.
There it is.
But
might buy a drink for somebody else.
Hey, but her bad is
came to do.
You know?
her bad is, like Jay said, you can't ask me to buy no food for your kids. Like, if this is the case, you should have thought like, well, I shouldn't even be on a date if I can't take care of these kids. She should have came straight up to the nigga from before the date and been like, look, this is my situation. You know what I'm saying? If you can't help me and my kids, then I ain't got time to talk to you. And that would have been the end of it.
And it probably been the end of it quite a few times. Especially going, I mean, you know what I'm saying? She hung in there.
Yeah.
She was like, she ain't letting go.
This nigga had her wait for an hour and a half.
I mean, was it like some texting going back and forth?
Probably. Probably.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm in the gym. I'll be leaving here, yeah.
The thing is, I think what is disturbing and what people have an issue with is that if it's just about your kids is hungry and you trying to get them fed, we can stop by McDonald's on the way home.
Right.
But you trying to get them steak and potatoes and all that. That's where it went sideways.
Boxes of Church's chicken.
Exactly.
With the hot sauce pack.
Exactly.
and that would have been cool. And that would have been cool because, you know, as a man and you out here dating, you know, that's some of the things you have to consider. If you looking for women that have kids, it's probably gonna come to a point where they gonna ask. Some are even more bold than others. They're asking on the first date for the shit that they eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I've seen a lot of chicks, man. They'll go to the fucking steakhouse, whatever, with you. You know what I'm saying? Jay Alexander's or some shit. And they won't even eat the food because they gonna box that shit up, take it home, and munch on that shit later because that ain't what they eat all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you take a chick to a steak place, that ain't what she's accustomed to, and then she's telling you to get her kids a steak meal, and then her reasoning was, because I waited for you an hour and a half.
That's what I was going to say. She was justifying the wait. Yeah.
The time,
See,
time is money.
Yeah, she's trying to clock
That's
in.
trying to play a nigga, though. I mean, and it's obvious. It's like, I'd rather you just come to me and, like you said before, and be like, you know, well, my kids is at home, and I want to take them something home. So if you don't mind, let's stop by somewhere and pick them up something to eat. Instead of being like,
but I don't think that.
no, I'm just saying.
I don't think that was the narrative at all, though. She wasn't contemplating doing that in the beginning.
But what
she was using that
right
for that nigga.
That's
for
what
an
I'm
hour
saying.
and a half
If she had
leverage.
been genuine, it would have came off a lot differently. If she was genuine and not just trying to use a nigga.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Like she genuinely
nigga,
trying
you had me waiting for an hour and a half.
genuinely feeling like she's entitled to that.
That's using a motherfucker though. That's using them.
But he put himself in that position.
I mean, is it really?
Because it's not about eating no more. It's about getting that steak meal out of them. It's not even about getting, because we can stop by Quick Trip and get something to put on their little bellies. It was about using him or making him pay for being an hour and a half late.
But let's
he need to pay.
It was compensation
unpack
for my time.
Let's unpack it.
Yeah.
As a man out here still dating, and you running into all these different types of women, is it his fault? That I think it's his fault because, nigga, red flags don't just pop up. Nigga, they all, if a broad got red flags, they at the beginning. First meter, red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just colorblind.
Second meeting, red flag. Now you done got to dinner, and you have to explain yourself to her and the waitress, because the waitress like, well, yeah, you wrong. And she shouldn't have an opinion because, bitch, if I'm about to tip you, you should be quiet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the nicest to the motherfucker with the bag. Because that's what your job depend on.
I'm just going to go ahead and say in this situation, the nigga was the one with the red flags.
Yeah.
It wasn't her.
Right.
Yeah.
He showed up an hour and a half late.
That's what I'm like, shit. Yeah. Apparently he had other shit to do.
That he felt was more important than this particular. He probably was on another date, nigga. That's why it was
right.
But that's still at the end of the day, that's still some hood rat shit though. Who goes on a fucking date with somebody they probably didn't, like I said, they probably didn't know each other that well. It's probably on their first, second, or third date.
Had to be the first.
Who goes on a date and asks a motherfucker, well, since you was late, you need to feed my kids and they want steak? I mean, that's some hood rat shit. To me,
I ain't gonna say
it's hood rat shit.
I ain't gonna say that's hood rat shit.
It is to me, man.
It is. I mean,
come on, devil's advocate.
I'm just saying.
I was raised by a house full of women.
I can see what y'all saying. I'm just saying this isolated incident right here. To me, it appears that she just was trying to figure out what she could do to make this nigga pay for his time.
Making her wait.
Yeah, making her wait.
But that's hood shit.
I ain't mad at her.
I'm not mad at her either.
I mean, she waited an hour and a half. That's what they call it.
What else she gonna ask the nigga for?
Right.
To compensate for that.
Hey, what they call that? Bitch, you patient as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would you?
2 hours.
Why would you ask a nigga for some shit like that who you apparently don't even know that well? It's different if she knew him good. And it wouldn't even been no question then. She would have been like, well, nigga, you already know what time it is. You was an hour and a half late. You gonna get my kids something to eat.
Nah,
she didn't
like
even
90s.
know what I'm saying. She didn't even know him well enough to ask him some shit like that. That's why it fell apart. That's why he was like, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Because she didn't know him that well to even suggest some shit like that.
See, I think the nigga should have had more, it should have had more just dignity. Like, look.
More gumption.
Hey, look. I'm gonna be an hour late. We're gonna have to reschedule this shit. Like, I throw you a little some of your cash app for your time.
But
I'm not doing shit.
I ain't saying I would do it, but I know that's what niggas is doing these days, you know.
But what I'm saying is, how are y'all correlating being late with now I owe you something or something extra?
Nah, I ain't
or
saying
your
he
kid
owe her.
something?
I'm just saying it's a good gesture.
Because
like,
it's past being late.
Well, good gestures, I'm going to spend more time with you, but to buy,
I'm saying
tell me you going to buy my kids
I'm saying the nigga never should have showed up. If you was going to be an hour and a half late,
you're not late no more, nigga.
You ain't even showing up. I ain't even showing up.
Right. An hour and a half,
late,
nigga?
I ain't showing up because
the date is over.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's the reason she asked for what she
I
asked
can see
for.
that. I can see that.
Now, you know, she probably had planned to get something for her kids herself to go to take back to the house. We don't know that.
Maybe now she ain't got time to do that.
But do it anyway. Do it anyway, though. Don't let my kids eating depend on. Don't let my kids eating depend on if this nigga's late or not. Though she was gonna have to do that anyway.
Yeah.
See,
it's not dependent on that. This is just an option to go for. That's all. It ain't dependent on it.
She went for it.
It all comes down to how well they knew each other, in my opinion.
I don't think so at all.
Because, like I said,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
too.
you're not gonna be on no first or second date with somebody and tell them what you need because you was an hour and a half late. Obviously, he don't get up 2 fucks about you anyway if he was an hour and a half late. Obviously, you wasn't his main priority, so definitely don't be asking him to do some extra shit or buy your kids something.
So shame on her.
But at the same time, I mean, how many people that you know are gonna do you like that?
So what we supposed to be doing? Just criticizing this nigga or criticizing the chick?
Now we gonna look at it.
It's blame on both sides, but
both sides.
I'm still not buying your kids nothing to eat. Unless you ask me. Don't tell me I have to. You gotta ask me. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway,
you gotta ask me.
I would say the lashes that she should get is you got all these kids, so to say. You shouldn't be looking for just any nigga. At this point, that's your lead off. Let niggas know you got kids. Let niggas know your situation up front. What you got to lose? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you waited an hour and a half for this nigga, he looking like, well, bitch, you thirsty than the motherfucker because you could have left. Like, nigga, shit, women, men, it don't matter. If I'm waiting 30 minutes for a motherfucker that I just met, man, my time is money. Like, I gotta go. Like, bitch, we ain't finna be waiting for you.
And that's why I say,
but it was the playback. That's what it was.
You have
played, and she was trying to play that nigga back. She wasn't never gonna talk to that nigga again.
And that's why I say you need context.
Be your last meal.
You need context. You need to know if this was the 10th date or the first date, because then it'll make more sense to us. Because if it was the first date, then hell no, I'm not buying your kids nothing to eat.
There had to be
definitely more information.
It had to be the first.
Yeah, but if it's the 10th or 12th date to where she like, come on, bro, you already know the kids is at the house or whatever. I'm an hour and a half late.
11th date? I ain't mean 30 motherfucking where.
10th date.
10th to 11th.
Yeah, we going together by then.
10th date, you going together.
But there's circumstances to where y'all couldn't meet up. I'm just saying, them meeting up, whether going together is oranges and apples. We don't know why they had to meet up.
10th date and she waiting an hour and a half. She already done waited before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So is it ever a good time to ask
them colors like that?
Is it ever a good time to tell him you got to buy my kids something to eat?
Well, by 10 dates,
I don't really see her being wrong for that. I'm just saying.
Nah, if it's 10 dates, he know the kids. He know them by name.
Right.
Lil Ron and
that's what I was saying.
And whoever else said they wanted the baseball stick. Because, last time y'all was talking about whoop, whoop. So you go get their meal, and he going to get it at that point. Because it's 10 dates in. And
so maybe he did know the kids then.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. We need a little more information.
I'm thinking the context, and again, we'll go back to what I said at the beginning. These reels that's on Instagram and TikTok, these niggas is staging this shit. So it's hard to gauge if it's
waste of damn time.
Details.
If to get the details.
Somebody's skit.
We gonna unpack it. Hey, we gonna unpack it though.
That's the whole.
It's real life shit.
That's the whole problem with social media is that it doesn't lend you or doesn't give you context.
Right.
It just gives you that moment in time, and it lets you decide how you want to feel about it.
Right.
Because you don't know all the particulars and you don't know what happened before or what's going to happen after. You just know you
the edited clip.
Judging everything you say on that edited clip.
Well, what it is everybody is doing the shock value. Right. So it's going to be the extreme of this and the extreme of this. So in this particular case, it was the extreme of the woman telling this nigga, nah, nigga, you finna buy my kids this meal. You know what I'm saying? And there was extreme niggas saying, you know what I'm saying, backing away from the table, like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you saying. This waitress better not go get this goddamn food, cause I ain't buying this shit.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And then you
Fuck
can
what you talking about.
Then you can correlate the issue where dude pulls up and he brings his kids to McDonald's, but he don't bring the rest of the kids to McDonald's.
Oh, that yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You need a little more context
Right.
to figure out who's
they
right,
doing
who's
it?
wrong.
Yeah.
But it really ain't no right or wrong. It's about opinions, bro.
Well,
so we can go
it
back
is.
and forth. Yeah.
But it's also about, I mean, when you're thinking about shit like that, especially when you brought it back to that, it's also about dignity and respect. Like if I got a kid by this woman and she got 5 kids, 5 different baby daddies, I'm one of them, and I want to spend time with my kid, I'm gonna do all that shit with us. I'm not gonna expose no other kid to it because I don't want the scrutiny of me didn't buy all 5 of the kids McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even in that situation, but just hypothetically saying, if I was that guy, I would have took my kids, spent time, took them wherever, and then brought them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of bringing shit to him or them where he's the only one eating now, had he had a kid with her and she got other kids, he probably baby daddy number 3, 4, or 5. So, nigga,
So at this point, who's worried about that?
right.
That's my thing.
Right.
Hey, whoever daddy look the best. Hey,
And see,
you know what I'm saying?
but I'm saying, like, if you done already been with this shit,
you got a handsome ass daddy, though. You know what I'm saying?
unless you daddy number 1, if you the nigga after that, go ahead and get all the kids something. You know what I'm saying? In that particular case, because what's a few dollars, nigga? If you spending $5 for one Happy Meal, what's 4, 5? You know, what's $15 more if you that nigga? You know what I'm saying? And in that case, he was wrong because the time you spent with your kid should have been outside of that area,
I disagree with that player.
Well, go ahead.
I mean, I think that would apply if you was seeing the mama.
Yeah.
If you dating the mama, then that applies. But if you just the baby daddy,
Yeah.
then hey, you better buy your kids something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Guess what?
And
My
see-
kids gonna eat today.
and-
So you gonna need to get your kids something to eat today.
right.
There it is.
And like I said before, it all has to do with context. Because, see, I'm the type of nigga that, you know, I was in a separated family to where, you know, I had a baby's mom or whatever, and she had kids by other men or whatever. So when I went and picked my daughter up, I'm just that type of nigga to where I'm trying to keep them all together. I'm going to take all of them if that's within my means, you know. So at the end of the day, it's not a right or wrong answer to that. It's just about who you dealing with. And if you know who you dealing with, then you can avoid all these conflicts and conversations.
Yeah,
You can avoid them because you know who you dealing with. I know that nigga's not going to buy these other kids McDonald's or whatever. I know this nigga's not going to take them to the, you know, Monster Smash truck rally or whatever when
It's
he
a
take
matter
my,
of whether it's an expectation involved.
Right.
Yeah.
And to counter that, if you know who you're dealing with, he know who he's dealing with too. Don't bring food
Right.
to just your
It's
kid.
a two-way street.
And it's a whole house full of hungry motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one way when you leave, your kid might get fucked up by all the rest of the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the envy.
I don't
Getting
know. I
bullied.
don't see it
Sibling
like that. I don't see it like
Well,
that.
I'm just saying
Because here's the thing: if you took your kid shopping to buy them some school clothes, you ain't gonna buy all the rest of them kids no school clothes.
yeah. And that's
If you go and you get that your son a haircut, you ain't about to take the other sons and get no haircut.
right.
But that just depends on the man, though, the person. That's what I'm saying. Because I, on the other hand, would do that. I would, if I had the means, I would do that.
I'm right there.
Yeah, I would do that.
Tell a joke
but
and shit, but
I don't want to feel obligated. But I'm with you at this in the same breath. I don't want to feel obligated to do it.
Right.
Let me do it off the strength.
Right. But my thing is this: it's a matter of respect for the other father too, though.
Right.
Don't take my son to get no haircut. He got it.
Yeah, when it comes to haircuts, that's a little different.
Don't buy him no shoes.
We more sacrilegious.
You know what I'm saying?
Haircuts.
You know, I'm there for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a respect factor on that. Now, if the baby daddies ain't doing nothing and they ain't they ain't never around and you clearly know that, then that's a different narrative.
Right.
Then
it's a whole bunch of variations to that.
Yeah, because I've seen people.
And to kind of like go with that, it's a lot of situations where it's a lot of women who have multiple kids, multiple baby daddies, and it might be one good one out of the whole clique of niggas that she had kids with. It's ultimately her fault for picking bad niggas. You know what I'm saying? Based off of being
one good nigga. Because he didn't clarify that.
Hey, I mean,
I wish my daddy was your daddy.
Listen.
Say that shit all
it all depends on the woman. Like you could be a good dude, but to a certain chick, if y'all's relationship was toxic, you could be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? In that particular situation,
or she might.
You know what I'm saying? But for my thing, I just to avoid conflict of anything, I just felt that with that whole McDonald's thing, he's bringing his son food every day, and he know the kind of woman he had a kid with. Just grab your son if you able to, and just take him with you, and then just drop him off. That way you solve all type of conflict, all type of bullshit.
Come here, nigga, let me smell you. You smell like
right.
Hell yeah, nigga, I smell fries.
Turn around. Right.
Been sitting in them churches fried chicken seats again.
Right.
But that's the thing, though.
You got French fry crumbs on your shirt.
I know we spend way too much time on this.
Ketchup on your shirt.
We spend way too much time on this topic, but that's the thing, though. She probably wouldn't allow him to do that. He probably was forcing that situation where he had to just go and drop it off because she like, my kids got to go to school in the morning. We trying to get ready for tomorrow, whatever. He ain't going to.
Why you do that voice?
Hey, I done heard it before. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, do that shit again. My kids got.
Hey, man, let's move on to another time. We this motherfucker.
Hey, check it out though. Nah, we gonna live on this shit. You know when a nigga has dealt with some bullshit ass women in his life, because that is how they talk, and that is the conversation around trying to get time with your kids, because at some point, if you baby daddy number whatever, the woman still has a resentment for you. Because if you was the one nigga out of all the niggas that she fucked with that had the most sense, you was the one she wasn't supposed to let get away. You know what I'm saying? So her regret is having more kids after you done left by other niggas. But the hope is maybe this nigga will come back around. You know what I'm saying? But the shit's crazy because
that market value went down.
Yeah, right. went down. Do that shit again.
Damn! Like the Beatles, I'm a young Ringo, and sort of an analyst, call me Trey Wingo. Like the Beatles, I'm a young Ringo, and sort of an analyst, call me Trey Wingo. Man, this here go hard, and it's not a